All right, guys, we are going to start soon. Robert, good to see you, brother. Hope you bring some awesome questions to the table. All right, let's bow in and begin. Here we go, team. Ready stance right here. Feet together and bow in. So what we're going to do, I'm going to have Professor Jose lead the warm-up, some agility drills, get the blood flowing so everybody is primed and ready to go. We will do those drills for about 20, 25 minutes, and then we'll do the Q&A section. And like every class has been during the Q&A, don't be shy about anything that you ask. And we're gonna try our best to demonstrate not just the answer to the technique with with a partner, but drills that can be done solo. So most of you actually have a partner today. Let me see. I think almost everyone does, except George. Sorry, George. But so you'll be able to maybe practice some of the techniques with your partner. But I'm going to demonstrate if it's doable, drills that can be incorporated solo, right? Just solo drills as well. But don't be shy about your questions. Ask anything that you like. The Q&A has been by far, I think, some of the best part of these classes because everyone's been very specific. And I think all the other teammates have really benefited by, seeing the answers to the questions that everyone else is asking. So let's keep that energy up. And I will turn it over to Professor Jose for the warm-up.
All right, team, listen up. So we'll get started with the warm-up, the drill, get you guys moving. But I sort of thought about an idea since Professor Travis mentioned that most of you guys have a partner. Might give you some partner drills as well, fun drills that you guys can do at home. You don't have to be an expert. It can be some of the games that we work with the kids, or just if you want to work a couple of those drills that we usually work, for example, wrestling, tie-ups and all that stuff. I can work around with you guys. But first, let's start standing here. Good. All right, listen up. So we're going to start with a good warm-up from the lower body up to my upper body. So one exercise that I like a lot, and it really flows with Jiu-Jitsu, is the lunges, right? So we do this often. So basically what I'm doing, I'm taking a step forward, chest up, bring my knee almost to the ground, right? So that's my right leg forward stepping, my right leg stepping forward. Now from this one, I'm going to take a step to the side. Then I push back, right? That's a side lunge. Then I take a step back. That's a backwards lunge, right? And I can try to step behind here. Now, some of you guys might be able to go lower. I have ankle injury, so I'm not able to go all the way because of my balance. We're gonna do one leg 5 times, and then we're gonna do the other leg 5 times, all right? So follow along. So we'll go forward, sideways, backwards, then to the lateral behind us, all right? Forward, good. Make sure you get a push back, sideways, good, and then going backwards. There we go. Now I'm stepping behind. Good, all right. Going forward again, good. Going sideways, good. Going backwards, good. Then going behind. There we go. Do it again, going forward. There we go. Going to the side, good. Going backwards. There we go. Now behind. Good job. Then again, forward, sideways, backwards, and behind. Good. One more, last one on the right leg. Forward, lateral, backwards, and behind. Good. Now we're gonna do the left side, all right? Forward, lateral, backwards, behind. Let's go. Forward, good. Lateral, good. Backwards, good. behind. Again, forward, lateral, backwards, behind. Good. Again, forward, lateral, backwards, behind. Good. Again, forward, lateral, backwards, and behind. Good. Awesome, team. So now we're gonna start adding a little bit more intensity, cardio, right? Now let's stretch our legs. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna break it down as a drill slash a sprawl, right? So I am running in place, moving my feet, or if I'm not as experienced, I can stand square. And all I'm doing is I'm lowering my body, bringing my hands to the mat, kicking my legs back, right? That's a simple sprawl. Hips to the mat, chest up. Not here, not here. Everything's here. Then I can push myself back up, right? Then again, I can be running in place, sprawl, back up, all right? Now, that's just the basic sprawl. I can also kick my leg back more. If you see my right leg here, that's how I like to do my sprawls. And back up, right? So just follow along with me. We'll be running in place, right? And we'll start slow. When I say sprawl, you got sprawl, back up. Running in place and sprawl. You guys can do this for about a minute, kind of get your blood flowing and sprawl. Then you can add a little more speed and sprawl. And sprawl. And sprawl. 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 Good. Perfect. So on this one, we're gonna add our drop step, right? Just like the lunges you guys were doing forward. All I'm doing, I'm taking a step, right? Have my stance, lower my base, take a step forward, and I shoot, right? So if we don't have a lot of room, but we still want to get one of those workouts that are gonna get my blood flowing, it's gonna help my jiu-jitsu, it's gonna keep my routines going, and sort of gonna simulate a little bit of that sparring that we're lacking today, limited. So I'm here, right in place, right? Sprawl, and then shoot. Run in place, sprawl, and shoot. Right? Sprawl, and shoot. Sprawl, and shoot. Sprawl, and shoot. Then I can switch it around as well. I can run in place, shoot, and then sprawl. Run in place, shoot, and sprawl. Running in place, shoot, and sprawl. Perfect, excellent. So now, those of you guys that have a partner, let's do a game, all right? So I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here. Let me see. I'm gonna lower the camera so you guys can see the line. There's a line right here, if you guys can see. Well, we have a game, a drill, where my partner stands square in front of one line, and the other partner will stand in front of the line, right? This is what we call toe touches, right? Where my partner, without dropping the knee, putting my hand, stepping over the line here, I'm staying on this side of the line, and without them running away too much, I'm just working my reactions, right? One thing is I can start with the knees. So if I tap your knee, then you owe me a squat. So if I was here with a partner, we're right in front of each other, right? And I'm trying to tap his knee here. If he taps my knee or tries to tap my knee, I can scoop my leg back. So a lot of times you don't have to sprawl, right? Somebody's here, wants to shoot for my takedown, I just step my leg back, you see? And I block. I block the hand that's reaching for my knee. I don't know if that makes sense. So basically what I'm saying is you'll stand right in front of your partner and one person would try to touch the knee, right? And the other person would try to react. If they tap your knee, they'll owe you a squat. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Raise, give me a thumbs up if you understand. So, Robert, I want you and Stephanie to sort of demonstrate to everyone how the game. It's a reaction drill. You don't have to be super competitive, but I want you to put a little of intensity behind this. So go ahead, Robert and Stephanie, show us. Yeah, you see how Stephanie's is taking a step back with the knee? There. There we go. So if everyone can see Stephanie's screen, see how they're playing, going back and forth. And they don't need a lot of space. There we go. So I need everyone go ahead and try it with a partner. I'm going to do this for about 2 minutes. Donovan and your mom, you guys can try it as well. You can go slowly. Go ahead, Melissa and Jack. Jorge, since you don't have a partner, Mona, let's see it. Since you don't have a partner, Jorge, you can just kind of simulate, right? Move around here like I'm wrestling and take a step back. What I'm trying to get rid of, team, is the squirted reactions where they fake a takedown and I just kind of freeze. I don't want to freeze right here. I want to, if I'm reacting, I'm only reacting to the movements that are coming to my leg. So I'm light on my toes. There you go. Keep going, team. That's it, Mona and Dominic. Keep going. We got a little bit longer. David, if you can see what we're doing, Jorge is shadow wrestling. Good, Jack and Melissa. Elbows in, team. Elbows in tight. So your arms don't make the habit of keeping your elbows out and get arm drag. I know it's not part of the game and the drill, but it's a good habit to always remind yourself. All right, time. Great job, team. So listen, I was showing Jorge some of the stuff that I was doing to shadow wrestling a little bit, but this is a fun drill, especially if you guys have kids at home, just to kind of make it like a fun game drill, just to get them to react. What I'm trying to get rid of more than anything is the big reactions from people faking. I'll give you an example. Professor Todd has a very good takedown. So I kept falling into the reaction, trying to anticipate the takedown. So I've learned to relax and just get the feeling of the real shot that is coming. And I know he's always gonna grab my leg, so I react to it, right? Now we're gonna move on, right? I wanna show you guys a drill that I did yesterday, especially with a partner, with the kids, right? For example, I'm on the side here, and I'm trying to recover guard. Here, turn, recover my guard. But this time, this guy's putting a lot of pressure into me, forcing me to turn away. So what am I doing with my hand? Simple, right? My upper arm, I don't want him to arm bar me or hold it right here, and then I can't run away, I'm stuck. So I'm shooting my elbow tight across my body. My other hand is kind of answering the phone here. And all I want to do is separate from this person right here. So I'm going to run on my pinky toe, pinky toe. And now look how much my hips move, right? I protect here. I don't want that knee on belly, Jorge, right? And Jorge, you're allowing me to grab this elbow. That's why you keep getting stuck. So bring it tight here, here, run, pinky toe. And as I get here, I'm taking a big step, kind of like around the world, but I'm taking a big step because I want to come up to my turtle position here, different angle. I turn, hide my arms, run, and I come up to my turtle position right here. And right away, I'm doing a sit-out drill. All right. So again, here, hide my elbow, run. Big step, turtle position, and right away, I do a sit-out. All right. So again, let's do it together. Run and escape, run, run, run. Sit up. Now, so the way it works is somebody's trying to take you back. You run away, hide, hold a position. You can either sit into the guard, or a lot of times you end up on their knees, right, in front of them here. So then you can do an immediate sit out into the flow. So this can become a flow, right? Run in place, turn, right? Now I do my sit up and sit into my guard, run in place, hold a position, do my sit up. Now I'm back to my position, right? So let's see. Robert, Stephanie, since you guys are highest belts in here, I'm gonna use you as a reference. Show me the run and escape there to turtle position, Robert. There, go ahead and run away. There, and now, see how he comes up to turtle position? Now, right away to the sit out. So that's exactly how this flow is gonna help you. Those of you guys that have a partner, you can do it together. Or if you don't have a partner, you can follow my lead right here. We're gonna do this for a few minutes, team. Jack, Melissa, can you guys show me the drill? Show it, show me. Good. Now, good. Listen, you can also do with a partner since it's two of you. Watch how Stephanie and Robert are gonna do it. Go ahead and do it. They're running away. And then straight into a sit out to the back. All right. Robert, can you do it again so I can see? Good. He runs away, creates space, comes up, straight to a sit out drill. You see? Good. So if you have a partner, go ahead and pair up. If you don't, follow my lead. I'll keep doing it here, team. So right here, running in place. Turn the position, then they sit out. Good. Then I can sit back to my guard, maybe do the other side, run, run, run. Let's sit out. Good. Run, 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 run. Sit out. Good. Again, run, 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 run. Sit out. There you go, Jorge. Good, Jorge. There you go. Donovan, ask your mom, switch the arms. Put the left arm closer to his head. So, Donovan, see the arm over your neck? Put it on the other side by the belly, and the left shoulder, the left arm goes in there. That one goes into the cross face. So you run away from that one, right? Run away from the cross face. This way. There you go. That's it. Good. Perfect. All right, team. Good job. Let's move on to a different drill. Now, this drill is more specific, right? I was working on it the other day. One of the biggest things that I realized, one thing that I really enjoy is the leg lock position. And I've been working on a lot of details on the finishing, right? And how do you position your body? And a lot of times we get into a torquing position. We think ankle locks are you pulling back and heel hooks are you torquing the body. But in reality, they're very similar to an arm bar. And that's how really a heel hook works. It's like you're splitting that bone, right? So let me see if I can see here. So I'm in my position, right? Like if you're doing an arm bar, you would do an arm bar like this. And leg lock, it's a little different, right? So what I want to make a habit of always hugging my arm here, very tight to my chest, or that a lot of times I can grab like this, right? So either I'm grabbing the feet, the heel, or I'm just trapping the heel right here. And what I'm also doing in my legs, what I was practicing is being able to cross my feet without doing a figure forward. We think with figure forward is a heel hook or now I'm in the position, but I want to cross my feet here and I want to bridge my hips up, right? So all I'm doing is I'm bridging. Notice how I'm not turning. You see? So everything's tight, cord activated, and I bridge my hips. And you guys will feel it's different than being relaxed and just doing this. Right here, we're only working this. Right now, I'm attaching everything. And as I do this, I curl my body tight. So I like to do a few reps on one side. And think about it. When you're trying to finish your ankle lock, you're always like with this movement. And then you get crazy and you start opening everything. No, stay within here. Right? Everything's tight. Do for time on one side. Just bridge your body up. Don't twist. Just bridge up. Keep going. Good. Now you can do the other side, right? Same way I would lock here. I'm here. Tight. Instead of staying here and twisting, tight to me, and I bridge my hips up. Good job, team. Perfect. All right. So I have one more drill, right? This one we usually struggle with a partner. Melissa, this is for you, right? So the butterfly position, a lot of times we try to sweep here. So I like this drill simply because it gives me the habit of going in. You see, I slide my bottom leg. It was here hooking, and I slide sort of under me so I can get under the person that I'm sweeping. And my body, my movement is my leg is gonna anchor and lift. Now the upper body doesn't fall back. I'm always leaning to the side. My back doesn't touch. My knee stays attached to me. If I fall back on a butterfly sweep, hook flip, it's gonna be very difficult. So I'm trying to bring you up to me. And if you want to challenge yourself more, you can bounce a little bit. Get to the mount, go back. Notice how this leg doesn't push and stays behind. It follows me. And also do the other side. Those of you guys who have ankle weights at home, you can put some ankle weights on your feet or something heavy, so it allows you to have some weight on. The reason why I like to hug my knee, I like to simulate like if I'm grabbing the underhook here, very tight. Does that make sense? Awesome, cool. Really sweaty now.
I know. Made this area all gross. Okay, so let me put it on the gallery view real quick, and let's open it up now for some more questions that you guys have, and we'll demonstrate some technique. A lot of you can work together, and we will go from there. Who has the first question? Who is David that I can't see there?
Cantu.
Ah, Cantu. What's up, buddy? Melissa, do you have a question, or are you just getting up close? All right. Who's got the first one? I'm surprised George is not like requesting the first five. Stephanie, you have one? Robert?
I have one for Professor Jose.
Yes.
Why do you prefer that ankle cross instead of going to the full like triangle here in the leg position and the inside Sankaku?
Did you hear that?
No.
Okay. I think it's kind of hard to hear. The thing you're saying, I didn't see what you're doing before. Why do you prefer the ankle crossed instead of the triangle in a position?
Oh, well, it all depends, but I'll give you an example from the 50-50 position. So whenever I have locked, turn it this way. Whenever I lock the figure forward in here, because I'm trying to find for the feet, I always feel like it's so much easier for them to scoop this leg under. Here. Yes, and start separating it. You see, and that they usually separate it and then attack my feet right here. But the reason why I like to do this here, and then now if he tries to scoop it, go ahead and scoop it. It kind of takes that away. And second, up here, which with the figure forward, it's not that tight. Notice how he can start scooping away, Professor? So you see how he starts scooping away. Right here, because it's so tight, I lift my hips, try to scoop away. He's not going anywhere. Try to move, unlock my feet. It becomes very tight. Second, this type of control allows my leg to move up and down. I can move and fight for this. When I figure forward, again, I feel like he has so much more freedom to unlock my legs. Here, you see? And then worse, actually being caught on this position, that gives me trouble. Even with Professor Todd, he got very good at unlocking this, so I had to make some adjustment like this. And the other part is when I'm like this, I'm more prone into a knee bar. If my leg is unlocked, all I have to do is shift this angle and I'm done. So, but because my legs are like this, and even he unlocks the angle, I feel like I have so much more freedom to escape also as well and bail if I need to. Does that make sense, Robert? Does that make sense, Robert? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, we couldn't see you for a
Yes.
second on the big screen.
Yes, thank you. It does.
Just play with it a little bit, and you'll see the how it anchors a lot easier on the person in that position.
Okay, thank you.
Narim, did you just join?
Just like in class,
I know. I was
missing the
gonna say,
warm-up.
it's not regular class. We're at home. You can be on time. It's fine.
Sorry.
Okay. You got a little bit of time left. Melissa, did you have a question?
Okay, this question is kind of specific to my current training partner, which is my 15-year-old son. He's really wild with his elbows, and I keep getting clipped in the face. And it's when he's going from side control to like a cross body control, I'm getting clipped a lot because I'm in a position where I'm not really able to shrimp. And I'm keeping my hands up here, but I'm wondering what other kind of defensive move while he's going for that wild side control, cross-body control.
I think you tell him he's grounded if he can't stop elbowing you in the face.
Right?
It's jiu-jitsu, and we're not supposed to be elbowing. You're basically asking me an MMA question. Like, how do I defend elbows? How do I defend accidental elbows?
While I'm being
You
pinned.
shouldn't have to defend elbows from your family when you're at home.
All right.
I don't have a good technical answer. You've
Okay.
got problems with abuse in your family.
And I gotta say, I saw Melissa at Target the other day, and that black guy looks pretty gnarly.
Yeah, everyone's gonna think that there's something like illegal happening, and it's just, and you can't like, how you? Oh, I was doing jujitsu with my son, and he accidentally elbowed. Yeah, right. They're gonna give you like cards. Call me if you need anything.
Okay.
I mean, really, like, tell them like to be careful and stop elbowing you in the face. Like,
I got you.
what am I going to say? Like, oh, well, from now on, when you train with this person, just cover your face and don't do jujitsu.
I'm just wondering if there's a defense that I'm missing because it happens when he goes for a cross body, but I'm pinned at the moment, so I'm not really effectively shrimping out.
Okay. So to effectively shrimp out, this is the real question.
When I'm pinned,
When you're pinned, right? The elbow is his responsibility. He can't elbow you. You got to tell him not to do that.
okay, I'll do that.
But are you in a cross body position? Like, let me, you're in side control, and then they go to this, is he going to this position?
Yeah, and he's sweeping across the face.
Yeah, and he's elbowing you right along the way. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so come back real quick. We won't replicate the elbow, but if I'm in side control, first of all, making sure my arms are I'm either controlling here or I'm hiding underneath, right? And if he manages to switch over to the cross body position and he drops his weight, and my elbows need to stay in. Let's turn this way. Can you see my arms here?
Yes.
So when he goes to really drop his weight right here, I still have a wedge. Did I mean you? Okay, I was getting back at her for the elbow.
Oh.
I mean you in the face.
No, you didn't mean me.
Okay. So basically, if he turns, let me show you two things that happen when we get caught. He turns to the crossbody position, and I allow my arms to float high. Now I have very little strength and movement. I'm all stretched out. Or one arm gets caught under, and he has this sort of Kimura, like crossbody Kimura type grip. Whether he has the Kimura or he's just laying on top of my arm, it's very heavy. With both elbows in, he never gets to put his weight where he wants to. And I rather like to cross my arms here, which I don't do very often. But here I feel like sometimes they get smushed apart as he's kind of moving. So I'm actually crossing my arms. So if he goes lower toward my hips, like that, I can move away. If he comes up higher to try to get here, then I can push away. And you're actually very strong here. So normally I was in side mount. Let me try to get an angle you can see. Like imagine I'm in side mount, they're on this side, and I'm protecting here, right? We ought to be like this, ready to escape. As he goes to the crossbody, I'm just making a shift with my arms here, because this is actually pretty strong for combining a little bit of a wedge and a shrimp. And this is one of the only times I think I use this. I don't escape like this in the mount or the side mount, because it's different. There's kind of two functions for the arms. Like in the mount, one's blocking the hip, one is blocking the wedge in the knee. In the side mount, this one's protecting from an arm attack. This one is blocking the hip. But that cross body is like all the weight trying to crush your chest. And here they can get smushed apart. And if it's too high, you lose it. And if it's underhook, when they do that, that's also bad news because they have the Kimura. So shift to there, and then just see how much power you have. You can do that with Jack if you guys want to practice that. Just have him go to that crossbody, laying the weight across your body here, and just feel how much lift you have to move and recover. It's really strong position. Otherwise, it's one of the stronger positions for the partner on top. I think that's my preferred way to pass the half guard or to transition to the mount, right? Is that cross body hold. I love that position. If I can control the arms, because I can control the legs. Let's see real quick. If you're lying down here, turn, come back a little bit. Like if I can get over this arm, just holding. I mean, I always have the Kimura, but even if I'm just holding with the gi, holding like the belt, and then my hip can usually win against that arm. Or if the arms were sort of in, but he didn't pay close enough attention, same thing, stretching the arms out. But if you were in side control and the arms kind of like hidden in here, and then I go and you cross those arms like that, I feel like my weight's not on him. It's on his arms, right? I mean, I can tell my position. I don't have him the way I want to. And if I think I do, he'll just curl. Yeah, he's too strong. He's already out, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like a reverse crunch and a lift, and then make your move. That's an important concept. When you have space, very quickly, you have to fill in the space with your guard. You can't just sit there, because my next move is like, oh, he's created space. Well, let me move and put him in a different hole. So you have to make your move as soon as you find the space that you need from there. Does that help answer the question, the position?
Yeah, I think crossing the hands over is probably.
Yeah, and I'm not way up here. It's not like a disqualification. It's like right in here. My elbows are still touching my body. And then I'll lift away as I'm making my move, right? Don't just hold here like this is going to do it, because they're going to crush right in. I've got to, what am I doing? I'm protecting the area that they're trying to control, which is like the square of my shoulder to my rib cage and around. This is what they want to control in that crossbody position. So I'm blocking that, right?
Thank you.
Awesome, good. Yeah, and you guys can drill that too, because you want to feel, you want to definitely feel that position. All right, good question. Yeah, that position can be really frustrating because it doesn't follow traditional escape routes. It's not the same type of just, shrimp or or bridge, you have to kind of shrimp in and out, switching opposite directions. George.
So I have a follow-up question. It's similar to what Melissa asked, but of the half guard, right? So I play half guard a lot, and the way the way you specifically pass it is with that cross body.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, what it feels like to me is like I'm struggling. I'm fighting for that underhook to get the underhook so I can start working from the half guard. I get the underhook, and then you switch to that cross body, and then the arm gets crushed. My question is, at what point do I need to realize, like, okay, the battle is lost. I gotta hide my arm, because I'm realizing that my arm is spinning when it's too late. Like, you're already in the cross body, my arm is spinning, I'm screwed.
Right.
What's the timing of me going from fighting from the underhook to being like, oh no, hide it, and then switch to a more defensive escape position?
So I'll kind of give you my thought on the game. I don't know if it's like so much a timing as in, like, some people can, I don't know, just maybe it has to do with how their body is built. I feel like they can reach an underhook real far away and succeed in lifting. But that's usually not the case with somebody who really knows how to cross over and hold their weight, right? So the idea here, switch back.
It's kind of weird to tell people that underhook is a good escape, but it's not so great at a certain level, right?
Well, I think you have to change it. Like, yeah, like it works, but there's like the old school just underhook. So like, just so everybody can kind of follow along, right? This idea of like underhook, move, and get away makes sense, but there are so many options for a skilled player when you do this, right? Real quick, George, are you asking from the half guard or from the side mount?
From the half guard, yeah, from the side mount.
Yeah. Even so, right? The thing is, like, if his head is like below mine, and now I'm going for the underhook, right? I can use this, but the problem is this: when I lift, for one, just lifting here, I kind of keep the weight down. Just lifting, he can usually pummel his way back in. So he just won. He can, and then the question you're asking is switches to the crossbody. Right there. All right. So I want you to try to underhook like this. Let's turn the other way. Yeah. Okay. And go back to the regular side control. Okay. I don't like, so when I underhook, imagine your hand kind of floating on your own knee. So now instead of lifting, right? So put the weight down, okay? Instead of lifting, go ahead and drop it like kind of heavy here. Yeah. If I'm gonna use this, I kind of keep it along with my leg. It's actually my leg kind of doing the lift, right? And we're tempted, we want to go like this. But this is where, because we want to shrimp and bridge, but this is where it switches over to that cross body. Go. Yeah, and then that happens. And we're like, man, this is what I wanted to avoid. Come back. So we're here, right? He's got the weight down. So we're here like this. So when he switches to the crossbody, you can't do it with that leg. And by trying, he's way up here. And now I feel like I deflected him. So I kind of think of like the underhook as something that works with my leg, right? Like I'm playing sort of here, boom, I'm flattened out, but I've got, my half guard. And then I can anchor the half guard with one foot. And then as I underhook, I kind of connect. 1, 2. And with this sort of underhook, right? Or let's turn the other way one more time. So half guard. Yeah. With this sort of an underhook, supported by my leg, I feel now, like just kind of play a little bit. What's your game?
I don't want to stay here.
Yeah, what do you want to switch to?
I'll probably try to bring my
Yeah, but then, like now I'm out. See, he feels different. Like as a skilled player, he still feels different in the choice that he has to make his next move. Because when he just feels, he's got me pinned, right, pin me, and it's just an underhook, he feels now he can make the switch. Easy. That's my favorite thing to do, right? Right. But here, just kind of, you can even kind of grab your knee, right? Now, like, let's say he makes the switch, like he gets over it, but here, it's stronger. So instead of so much of a underhook shrimp with the separation, think more of a collective bounce where the underhook and the leg are like one limb that are helping you move. Just by balling up, there's less surface area for the top opponent to pin you. Because right, they need a little bit of you flat to drop the weight on you. So when you're here like this, and they go to turn, you're too balled up for them to find where to like place their weight. Does that help a little?
No, it helps a lot. I think you hit the nail on the head with the stomp and lift, because that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
I separate my elbow and my knee. So I'm tight while I'm fighting. And then when I think I have my out, I get the underhook and then I stomp to like get around. And that's when I lose everything. That makes perfect sense.
That also becomes kind of predictable for the person on top, because anytime there's an explosive move, well, not anytime, but a lot of times when there's an explosive movement and the other person and the, you know, the two bodies are already sort of engaged tightly, that explosive movement is preceded with like a kind of a tension and then go, right? So it's like you're here and like, it's like almost like tense, and then that can usually be felt almost like, you know, like somebody who's not real smooth with their like double leg, they'll do like a big aggressive, like scare movement before they shoot in, you know? It's like sometimes when you have the person really controlled, they can feel you load up your body getting ready for that. So if it's just kind of a smooth connect and it doesn't have to all be one big escape, that's harder to feel the transition too. So awesome. Yeah, that's a really good question. That's the only way I didn't use the underhook for a long time. And then when I would, because of all these problems, right? They just switch over and I get caught in a Kimura, or I'd get caught in that crossbody in my guard pass. And when I started kind of connecting this idea, like leg to support the underhook, then I felt like my shield game was much better. So
for me, I think also letting go, your legs get tangled up on the lockdown position a lot. So you're trying to stretch the guy off in here as you're trying to use the underhook instead of using your knee, like Professor said. The other thing, I don't know if it was for you, the main reason why it made me stop using the underhook was because of how you attack the omoplata, the step over to the mount, and the darcis. Yeah. Just you shooting my underhook in is like, I always kept giving up the darcis thinking I was escaping and on the omoplata. That was a big eye opener for me.
Yeah, I think the underhook past like this point becomes a liability, you know? Like, it's like you're now exposing too much of your body, you know, unless the knee is coming with it. So sometimes an underhook is like, last thing I'll add to this, sometimes an underhook is just a quick adjustment. It doesn't have to be a completed movement, right? So I might use, if I'm in half guard and I have an underhook, I might use it just to bump, but I'm not keeping the arm necessarily up. Because when I'm here, even though I got him, he can lift up and put his knee up. Yeah, right? Because I'm not holding the hips. So I don't want that high movement. So sometimes it's just like a bump, but now my underhook is like more waist control. And then bump, now it's more leg control. And now I can choose to come up or go like stay on top, or go to like a deep half guard type movement. But you notice my arm kind of went from here to here to here without ever leaving any space for Professor Jose to like come up and, you know, bring his knee across and do all the switches that they can normally do. So like one of the best guys to watch do that, I know you've seen him, is Lucas Leite. He's just like the half guard. I mean, he does all the things that we all learned at half guard, like as beginners. He does them to the best black belts really well. And he's just, there's little things he's doing that make it really effective. So, all right, we got time for a couple more questions. Let's hear them. Narium, did you do your burpees for being late yet?
I will after class.
I'm sure you will. I have no doubt. All right.
I have a question for the double leg.
Yes.
Is it necessary to drive that lead leg to the ground, or you don't have to?
No, you don't have to.
Oh, you don't have to.
Double leg means that you're grabbing both legs.
Okay.
It can be, I mean, and there are tons of ways to, just like every other move, right? There's a lot of ways to do a triangle choke, arm bar. It just means that that's the nature of the finish. I can shoot in and pick the person up. I can go from a single to a double leg. I can do, for example, like a kind of a like blast double, like off of, like one that I like is like a kind of a fake arm drag where my head just basically is the connection point instead of my shoulder. And I'm gonna do a little bit of a takedown, right? And I'm just coming in, boom, and just dropping them right there, right? So if you think about how to finish a double leg, it can be because I trap the legs together and they fall, or it can be because I hit the back of the legs and knock them forward. Some people that, like if you have enough back strength and speed, as you can sometimes like come in and do kind of a crappy setup right here, but you're so fast and you could really hit the person like up in the air. I need more room to run, but like I can basically run and lift them up off their feet. So no, you don't have to drop. And some people don't want to drop. They don't like the way it feels on their knees, Then there's also like single leg, and then I trap and I come in and grab the other leg. So, I mean, there are tons of variations, but short answer, no. You don't have to do the traditional penetrating shot double leg. That's just the way. It's just the more common, sort of fastest way to hit the double leg.
And the first one that you did, was it you clamp the legs and use your head right here on his chest?
I'm not clamping. I'm like swatting the back of the leg. So I won't do it, but I'll just kind of show, right? So if I'm here, just kind of stand like square right here, just so you can see, right? My hands are going to, boom, like I'm hitting. I'm not grabbing and taking my time. There's no time for that. Because when I shoot, my head is sort of spiking right into the chest as I go here, and I'm going, boom, like that. I'm just pulling the legs behind me that way, right? There's no turning the corner, lifting, or anything. This one is literally like the person got like the rug whipped out from underneath them. They're just being swept literally off their feet for that double leg. This is a good one in kind of close range. We're kind of right here, and I feel like I get them to maybe take a step and I can just go here. Or maybe my head's not there, but we're sort of like this, just right there. A lot of times we don't disrupt a match enough with a different style. In other words, we lock onto the gi and we start thinking about judo throws. We take off the gi and we think all wrestling and no foot sweeps, right? And so sometimes in the clinch, we're not thinking double legs, right? We're thinking like, maybe ankle picks and headlocks and stuff like that. And sometimes I can quickly go like from a clinch work to a quick, like we're kind of here, working, boom, quick separation without much separation. Real close, quick separation, and then right in for a blast double, right? So being able to blend ideas in the middle of a position, very important, and throws them way off. You'll see people get frustrated. They're like, man, I thought we were clinching. What the hell was that? It's like, that's what you want, right? Or like, I thought we were doing wrestling. What was that judo sweep that you pulled out of, nowhere with no gi? Yeah. So a double leg by definition is just, you're grabbing both legs. But I mean, I can do that on my feet. I can do it low. I can do it really low, right? So yeah, it's almost like completely different techniques in a lot of ways, The only thing they have in common is you're at some point controlling both legs. Cool question. What else do we have, team? Jack, Coach Jack.
All right, So this is one of the things that Mona gives me fits with when goes for a butterflies with double unders. And it's a quick entry, but once she gets the double unders, you're lifted up, and even if you try to get an angle to go one way or another, it feels like I'm just tied up, just floating, and with really no ability to go do anything.
Yeah. Well, so the first thing is prevention. Trying not to leave your arms in a way where they can easily get both arms under. And a way to think about that is like, if Professor Jose is scooting in and I stay square, he's going to get both under, right? But if I sort of offset, see what I'm doing? It's just kind of like you can pummel from the guard, right? So I can pummel, so it starts to come under. I can pummel and work my way into a butterfly. Now, what I don't want to do is do this and let him have the freedom to get me in close guard, right? Because now there is a low pass from here, but I'd rather not be in the close guard. So part of it is my knees are actually kind of pinching. So really, when he starts to come in, a little offset, knees pinched, lowering the shoulder, because he'd like to have his head right here, right? Or Mona wants to get their head right on that chest. If I block with my shoulder, you see, now when he starts to come in, doesn't have it. I actually feel here, my right hand you can't see is on the hip. My left hand's here, so hold kind of tight. I actually feel here, I can lift up, and when he tries to follow me with the feet, I can at least threaten a good pass there, right? So never just be here. I'm kind of pinching and I'm moving my knees, like kind of offsetting, and I want to win that shoulder position, right? I want to get my shoulder onto their shoulder or chest to block the forward pressure that they have. So that's the prevention, right? And prevention is so much better than treatment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to deal with it once it's there. It's always going to be more difficult. But in the situation where I do find myself here, okay, I don't have a lot of options with my arms because he won the game. You know, maybe one thing I can do sometimes that works, but not only if I do it before they go, is if right when he locks in, like he comes in and locks in, I can offset my weight. And what this does when he tries to pull back, it's a little bit harder. And maybe, or let me do it, I'm gonna do this side. I can offset my weight and maybe I can pummel underneath. See that? And I just change it. I can even sometimes wedge my elbow here and try to clear that leg. Okay, so that's like prevention level 2. Day 1, right? But I offset, maybe even post. It's probably better. Because now when he tries to lean back, his hooks are not equally powerful. He doesn't even want to use that right hook that much because he feels, you know, like he didn't have that. And now I can kind of pummel in. And then finally, you didn't do any of that. You go here, didn't do anything. He lays back, he didn't do anything. I've got to pinch and curl, okay? You have to. And at this point, let me scoot back so we can kind of see, you know, the camera here, okay? I want my elbows in here, elbows pinched together. So start lifting a little bit. You might not have a lot of options, right? But I can balance, and sometimes here, go again. Sometimes I can bring my shin across the top. And now I've taken apart the position. Maybe I'll pass. Maybe not. Maybe he's going to recover. The reason butterfly has so much control is because they can lift you from your center line and they can turn you with the legs, right? It's like he lifts me up. He's got the power to lift, and then he's got the power to change my angle by kind of like keeping one leg involved and then, you know, the other one. Like stretch your left leg here. Yeah, you see how he stretches me? And now I can start to go to my back, right? Which is a real common transition from just a double under butterfly position. And then he can switch to do different sweeps. If you leave your legs apart, you let him lift you and move you around. So what I'm doing, I'm pinching my knees, I'm crossing and curling my legs, and I'm holding my arms in. That makes me a smaller target for what he's trying to do. And then when I've stabilized, don't try to pass yet, just balance, try not to get swept. Then I'll put my shin on top. So one more time. So we're here. I missed the boat. Yeah. So we're here like this. He's lifting me up, right? Go ahead. I'm trying to go here. He maybe sets me down a little bit. He's thinking about different things, but I'm holding. And then when I can, shin on top. See that? See how my shin came over both of the legs right here? And now I can start to move. And even though I haven't really passed, he doesn't have any hooks yet. He has to sort of scramble to like recover. Go ahead. And then I can maybe turn into that crossbody George Maldonado dreaded position, right? So that's a good drill, especially if you have a partner. A solo drill is kind of like that yoga crow position, right? But maybe you try it like here. I don't know if you can do that. It's pretty rough, but that's really what it is. You're a little bit of hand balancing, legs crossed, squeezing in, you're crowding the hooks. Don't let the hooks just move up and down your legs and under your torso and have all that power. Take the power away and just hold your ground, and then you get out of it. Does that help? I have like few goals that are greater than teaching everyone to smash Mona. So if we can all work together on this collective project. Wait, I'm not looking at her right now. Let me see how she's feeling. She's smiling. She's not, it's not a real smile. She's like, okay, bring it on. That's good. All right, we are out of time, team. Give me a thumbs up if you learned at least one thing today. Nariam gave me the emoji thumbs up. That's great. That's going in the video. Y'all need to do that. Do you know how to do that? There's like a little, let me do mine real quick. Reactions, there's only 2. Yay, good job, everyone. And you did a good job. Okay.
Now, does Nariam have to do burpees for being late and not wearing his rash guard?
I was watching Tiger King, sorry.
No, I don't believe you because everyone finished Tiger King like at least a week ago. I'm not sure.
Were you even able to keep up with it? I had to watch that thing like 4 times. I didn't know what was going on.
What's going on? It's great though.
I want to grow a mullet.
Yes, Nariam, 100 burpees.
Okay.
I don't know why, like it doesn't matter. I could say 1,000. You'll do them. You'll always do them. And then you'll show up the same amount of time late every class. So it's just, you know, at this point, this is just your fitness routine. Just showing up late.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Thank you guys. Listen, if you got any benefit from it, we are really trying to encourage we've had a good response with the number of students who have participated that are, you know, here. I want to continue to encourage them. And then of course we actually have people that have never done jiu-jitsu that now they have all this time on their hands. So they're looking for activities. And so we're talking to a lot of them. So it would really be, I would really be appreciative if you could send me a short review or testimonial about your experience. Just send me an email, just travis@teamtook.com. It can be whatever, real simple. Just, yeah, you've been doing the classes during the situation. They've been real beneficial. This is what I've learned, whatever you want. I don't care what it says, but just something you wouldn't mind if I shared with some people considering doing this. And there's like a handful, like 15% of the students here that haven't done a class yet. I think they're just like, it's not the same thing. I'm like, we know it's not the same thing, but it's beneficial and it's super important that we all see each other. We interact and we connect and we maintain, you know, this bond. So that would help me out a lot if you would do that. And that's it, guys. Thank you all for joining, and let's bow out. All right, ready, stance. Feet together, attention. Wow, thank you guys. Good work. Class again tonight, 5 p.m. for kids, 6 p.m. adult jiu-jitsu, and then Muay Thai at 7. See ya.